Pobega turns, goes into the feet of Alexander Isak. He finds Kone. Kone to get his first goal for Newcastle. Oh my word. But it's Richarlison again now trying to do the dance around Tomori. Drives into the penalty area. Unbelievable. Jonathan David. I was looking for Liverpool to try and cover his run on, but instead Joe Willock does. Into the box. Lovely finish. Oh, Joe Willock. Welcome back to episode 2 in season 2 of this Newcastle United career mode, and we kicked off with a last-minute equaliser with a fairly disappointing 1-1 opening day draw against Norwich, but we then followed that one up with our biggest ever career mode win, a 5-0 win against the newly promoted West Brom. Slotterbeck getting on the score sheet with his first touch in his debut. Unbelievable stuff. And that now leads us into second place in the Premier League after 2 games played. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I am pretty happy with that. Only 4 points though. It's Arsenal who actually sit 2 points above us with 6. But with the remainder of the summer transfer window still to come and absolutely loads of games as well, this episode is going to be jam-packed for your entertainment. Now, I mentioned midway through and at the end of the last episode, I've got £55 million to spend in the remainder of this transfer window, and I want to ideally spend it on a central midfielder. I've got 3 unbelievable central midfielders here that have got bags of potential to grow and develop, all 80 plus rated. But the problem is I've only got 2 central midfielders in reserve, a 77 rated Joe Willock and a 77 rated Joe Linton as well. So ideally, I want to bring another central midfielder in, a realistic central midfielder in who can potentially compete with my 3 starting. And after even more back and forth negotiation, this time with the manager of Borussia Mönchengladbach, I have managed to secure the services of a very young 22-year-old Frenchman who goes by the name of Manu Kone. 30.8 mil, and it's another A rating from the board. I am on absolute fire this season. He's 79 rated, and according to his status, he has that something special. If we take a quick look over at his stats, you'll see they are completely balanced right across the board. He's got high attacking and defensive work rate, and I am so impressed with his physical, mental and technical stats as well. And at 79 and at 22 years of age, like all my other signings, he's got plenty of room to grow and develop. And with 21 million still left remaining in the transfer budget, it gives me a little bit of room to play with if I need to make any additional signings come January. But now though, it's back to the important stuff, and we are going to be kicking off today's episode with a home game against 11th placed Bournemouth. And due to the international break and due to a lot of fatigue, I had to make several changes to my starting 11, including a debut start for that man Manu Kone in the centre of midfield, but unfortunately it only left me with a 1-1 draw. Saint-Maximin coming to our rescue in the 86th minute, and frustratingly it's 2 points dropped here. In terms of the rest of the summer transfer window, Kone actually ended up being the last incoming and outgoing transfer for the club. You can see from my squad though, I have managed to trim the fat quite significantly. There are still a few players you can see at the bottom here that I would have liked to have gotten rid of, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. But apart from that, pretty much all of the players I wanted to get rid of, I got rid of, and all of the players I wanted to bring in, I was able to bring in. So let's kick on and let's continue the remaining games in this episode. A fantastic 2-0 win away at West Ham was a perfect way of getting us back to winning ways. Goals from Saint-Maximin and a starting Jonathan David ahead of Alexander Isak gives us the 3 points. But more importantly than that, today is the day when our European journey can finally begin, and we are going to kick off with a Europa League game at home to FC Twente. We've also got Maritimo and Stoa Bucharest who have been drawn in our group, so this is a group we surely have to be getting through. Bearing in mind this is a game that I definitely think we should be winning, you'll see from my starting 11 that I've made several changes. Livramento and Sessegnon and Slotterbeck all come in. Kone comes in the centre of the park. Elise, Isak and Brennan Johnson start up front. Proper to take the free kick. Tries to dink that one over to Healy. He knocks it down to Vlap, I think that's how you're going to say his name. And Sessegnon, oh my word, he's almost taken out from behind there by Cherney, but manages to escape with the ball. Going to try and release Brennan Johnson down this left-hand side, and release him he does. It's a fantastic ball. Can Brennan Johnson find a ball? Smashes it straight at the goalkeeper. Bruno Guimaraes here lays a nice ball into Pobega. Pobega turns, goes into the feet of Alexander Isak. He finds Kone. Kone to get his first goal for Newcastle. Oh my word. Brennett now trying to drive forward for FC Twente into Sadalek, I think, who drives now down the right-hand side. But Bruno Guimaraes reads that one, I should say, fantastically, and now is able to try and escape with the ball. Passes down the line beautifully to Livramento. He plays it forward into the path of Elise, who's managed to keep himself onside, drives into the box, shifts it onto his left, goes for the finesse. It's over the bar. Hilgers for FC Twente, under a lot of pressure there from Alexander Isak, but just about managed to evade it. Saruki now drives forward into the path of Healy for FC Twente. Nice ball into Sadalek. He's driving forward, trying to find an option maybe on the left-hand side. Keeps hold of the ball. No one putting in a challenge, but Tamori reads it well, but then gives it away. Vlap picks it up on the right-hand side. No one putting a challenge in. Unfortunately, Slotterbeck just able to just volley that past, back to Nick Pope. Van Nieuwen now on the left-hand side, trying to find, oh, that is wonderful footwork. Lovely stuff from FC Twente. Absolutely opened us apart there. And Nick Pope, fortunately, was the only man who was really paying attention. Slotterbeck into Manu Kone. He plays it out wide to Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson onto his right, goes for the finesse. It's a brilliant save. Saruki into Vlap now for FC Twente. Nice ball into the box to Healy. Healy, though, forced out wide by Tamori. Oh, nice footwork to get away from him. Slotterbeck with the diving header to clear that one away. And Kone now can try and break here for us. Can we try and find a ball to Brennan Johnson? He's the man I'm looking for. I find a wonderful ball into him. Brennan Johnson's got the pace. Can he find a ball across? He can. And we just can't find Alexander Isak. Kone wins that in the air, though. Can't win the second ball. But Bruno Guimaraes can. Brings it forward into Alexander Isak. Turns nicely. He's got to put it away. He does. It's 1-0 here. It's so easy for Isak. Lovely turn from him. It was a poor pass from Brennan Johnson to play him in earlier. But fortunately, we were there on hand for a second attempt. And Alexander Isak made no mistake inside the penalty area. The fans celebrate. It's the first European goal they've seen for a very, very long time here at the Toon. It's a lovely piece of play there for Bruno Guimaraes. Lovely turn from Isak. Smashes it into the back of the net. And it's 1-0. Good pass into Healy, unmarked, now trying to drive forward. Lays a nice ball over the top. I thought Livramento was going to be able to read that one nicely, and he doesn't. Van Leeuwen, oh my word, it's a shocker from him. Now FC Twente have a great opportunity. It's Healy with a wonderful ball into Cherney. He now tries to turn. Slotterbeck's trying to hold him up. That is fantastic defending, and that is what I bought him in for. Ryan Sessegnon now. Can I try and find a ball? Oh, I was trying to find a ball to Elise. He was running clear. Just couldn't get to it though. Now FC Twente can try and get forward again. They've got 1 minute of stoppage time to try and find a goal here. It's Vlap. It's Slotterbeck again with a big challenge. And the referee blows the whistle right at the death. What a fantastic challenge from Slotterbeck. And it finishes here 1-0. Our first Europa League game of this career mode. And it is a solid 1-0 win. A game I thought maybe we would be able to get a few more goals in, but I don't really care. We get the 3 points. We get the job done. And we move forward in the Europa League. But things are about to get taken up a notch here as we welcome Liverpool to St James's Park. A Liverpool team that pushed City all the way last season, and this is going to be our first real test of how far our progress is going this season. And here's the starting 11, 4-3-3 as usual. Kieran Trippier, Tamori, Sven Botman and Matt Targett form the back four. It's the usual starting midfield of Pobega, Enzo Fernandez and Guimaraes. Brennan Johnson, Jonathan David and Alain Saint-Maximin get the nod up front. 10 minutes in and it looks like we've got our first opportunity of the game, and it looks like it's Brennan Johnson who's about to pick this one up in the centre of the park, and he's got a wonderful opportunity now to lay this off to Saint-Maximin. Drives into the box, goes for the strike. Brilliant stop. 20 minutes in though, and Liverpool now have the opportunity to try and counter against us. It's only Tamori who's back defending, and it's brilliant defending. 50 minutes in though, and now Enzo Fernandez has the chance to release Brennan Johnson on the right hand side. He's straight offside. 2 minutes later though, and Saint-Maximin, oh my word, it looks like he has a phenomenal opportunity driving into the box. Can he try and put this one away? He can! It's 1-0, it's a brilliant goal. What on earth were the Liverpool defence doing? There was no one back. Saint-Maximin made no mistake this time, and he smashed it past the Liverpool goalkeeper to give us a 1-0 lead here. Nunez is going to pick this one up, and this is an end-to-end, back-and-forth game here at St James's Park. Nunez lays it out wide to the left to Diaz. He gets it back. Nunez into the box. It's Mo Salah who picks this one up. Mo Salah trying to find a way past Sven Botman. Oh, nice play into the path of Luis Diaz. Gives it to the striker, and it's Gnabry who powers it past the goalkeeper, Serge Gnabry, formerly of Bayern Munich, and he gives us no chance. Liverpool get back in the game 1-1. 74 minutes and Liverpool have another counter-attacking opportunity. It's 3 against 1. How on earth am I supposed to defend this? Darwin Núñez, great save. And that is that. The referee blows his whistle. That was the last chance of the game. It finishes 1-1 here. A back and forth end-to-end game. And on reflection, I think that's a pretty fair result. Both teams had some decent chances. Neither of them took all of the chances and it ends here 1-1. We take a break from the Premier League though as we head over to the Carabao Cup and we're going to be playing our first game of the competition against Hull City. We're going to be hoping that we do a little bit better this year after getting knocked out early doors at the hands of Wolverhampton Wanderers last season. You have got to be kidding me. You will see from my starting 11 I have made a whole host of changes to try and involve some of my squad players and it is backfired massively. Once again, we are knocked out early doors. 2-1 to Hull City at home. Brennan Johnson, the only man to get on the score sheet in the 87th minute. What a terrible, terrible performance. And that is our first opportunity at silverware completely gone. The poor performances continue though. It's a 2-2 draw away at Everton. Jonathan David and Pobega getting on the score sheet. Unbelievable. Pobega getting a goal in the 88th minute and then Damari Gray scoring 1 minute later. Unbelievable. Fortunately though, we are able to bounce back in the Europa League. A 2-1 win against Steaua Bucharest. A hard-fought 2-1 win. Goals from Elise and Alexander Isak get us back to winning ways. And that is perfect timing as we now welcome an incredibly tough Tottenham Hotspur team to St James's Park. And the starting 11 is of course back to the usual starting 11. 4-3-3, Trippier, Tomori, Sven Botman and Ryan Sessegnon at the back. The usual midfield three, Pobega, Guimaraes and Enzo Fernandez, with Brennan Johnson, Alexander Isak and Saint Maximin up front. I've got to be honest, we've been pretty hit and miss so far in the Premier League, so this is a game we really need to start getting our act together and hopefully picking up 3 points. Pobega goes out wide to Ryan Sessegnon on the left-hand side. He goes in field, gives it straight away to Ben Davies, and now Jed Spence can try and escape for Spurs. Ben Davies into the path of trying to find Richarlison, but it was blocked. But Lucas Moura picks it up into Richarlison again, though. Richarlison twisting and turning, getting away from Tomori. Tried to play it back, and he does play it back to Lucas Moura. Where on my defence? What on earth are they doing? Basuma now finds himself in an advanced position, plays the ball lovely into Lucas Moura. Tomori reads it really nicely. Oh, nice stuff to get away from an on-rushing Richarlison, just trying to dance his way away from the Spurs attack. Trippier now to try and release Brennan Johnson down this right-hand side. It's a lovely ball. Brennan Johnson just can't keep it in play. And Heung-min Son picks it up again. Højbjerg once again. Richarlison into Basuma. Basuma back to Richarlison. Spurs now trying to find their way through our defence. It's Lucas Moura. It's challenged by the former Spurs man Sessegnon. Bruno Guimaraes getting all tied up. Spurs somehow still manage to keep hold of the ball. Lovely play. Into the path of Heung-min Son. Can he get past Kieran Trippier? He can, but Nick Pope collects. Into Saint Maximin now. Saint Maximin goes in field to find Bruno Guimaraes. He finds Pobega. Pobega looks for Alexander Isak. Can I try and go all the way out wide to Ryan Sessegnon? Yes, I can. Ryan Sessegnon whips the ball in. It's a good ball in. It's headed away, though. Spurs just about get it away. Oh, my word. Richarlison, that is naughty. Unbelievable from Richarlison there. I have to hold my hat up and say that was fantastic. Richarlison, though, continues his run, gives it back to Lucas Moura. He goes in field. Kieran Trippier reads that one nicely, and now we can try and escape with Brennan Johnson, who again runs it out of play by the defender. This is end-to-end stuff with neither team really being able to carve out any decent opportunities. But it's Richarlison again now trying to do the dance around Tomori. Drives into the penalty area. Unbelievable. Oh my word. Unbelievable stuff from Richarlison. Blazed it over the bar in the end though. Lucas Moura into Richarlison. Richarlison trying to turn. It's Tomori who reads it well to get the block in. Richarlison picks it up though. He's really been the danger man for Spurs. Oh, that is sensational. A wonderful ball to Reguilon, who makes a complete mess of that. And Nick Pope easily collects it. Sven Botman goes out wide to Ryan Sessegnon. Sessegnon goes in field to Alexander Isak. He's challenged well by Yves Basuma, who is challenged himself by Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes into Alexander Isak, turns onto his right, goes for the strike, blazes it over the bar. The goalkeeper boots that one clear now. Heung-min Son trying to get on the end of it, and he does manage to get on the end of it, but Tomori picks it up in defence, goes out wide to the right-hand side to Kone. Lovely turn to get away from the defender, into the path of Kieran Trippier. He finds Bruno Guimaraes, shifts it onto his left, goes for the strike. Big save from the goalkeeper in the 86th minute. For some reason finds himself out wide on the right-hand side. Sessegnon reads that one really nicely again, trying to drive forward, but ends up almost giving it away. Well, he does, in fact, give it away to Heung-min Son. Spurs now look like they're going to be the last team with an opportunity so far in this game. It's Højbjerg. The referee blows the whistle. Game over here. It was an end-to-end game. The first half, neither team really able to carve out any decent opportunities. We were in the second half, but again, neither team could take them. It finishes here 0-0, and we remain winless again. And after a pretty topsy-turvy start to this Premier League campaign, a campaign in which we've played 7 games and we find ourselves unbeaten with 11 points, frustratingly, we are in 7th place in the Premier League, having only won 2 games and drawn 5. It is the draws that are absolutely killing us. But with a game next against the 19th place Leicester City, we have an opportunity to try and put it right. And my word, do we put it right. A 4-1 away win against Leicester. St. Maximin, Almiron, Isak and St. Maximin once again all getting on the score sheet. A fantastic win, and that is just what the doctor ordered. For now, though, it's back to the Europa League for what is going to be our final game of this episode. And it's going to be a very interesting tie, an away tie against Maritimo. You can see from the group after 2 games, we've got 6 points. Maritimo are actually our closest rivals on 2. But so far, we're absolutely smashing it. And if we can knock several goals past this team, we can put ourselves in a really, really strong position to go through top of this group. I've gone full rotation, as you will see, with my starting 11. Martin Dubravka getting the nod in goal. Livramento, Shah, Slotterbeck, Sessegnon at the back. Jolinton, Kone and Willock in midfield with Elise, Jonathan David and Brennan Johnson up front. Kone now into Jolinton. Jolinton turns nicely, tries to get away from Arias, the defender. Isn't able to, though. Mendes now can kick this forward into Adas. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Tries to dink a ball over. In the end, oh my word, we get completely crossed up. And, they were almost in there, but decided to play the ball backwards. And they pick it up again. Nice little flick. Vidigal strikes. Oh my word, that was off the post. And we head it clear. My word, we can't seem to get on the end of it. Fortunately, Dubravka just about managed to get hold of it. And we ride our luck there. Very, very lucky now. But we try and counter-attack here. It's Joe Willock to try and drive through the centre of the park. Trying to lay it off to Brennan Johnson on the left-hand side. He finds Ryan Sessegnon. First time ball into the box. Can we find it? Yes, we can. It's a brilliant head. And it's a great goal from Jonathan David. It's a wonderful counter-attack. Jonathan David getting on the end of it. We were very, very lucky down our end. But a brilliant, brilliant piece of play from everyone involved. Gives us a 1-goal lead here. Yao Alfonso plays that into Jadas. Now it's Jolinton who wins it back from him though. Kone now. He now turns, tries to go out wide to the left-hand side. I am going to go out wide to Ryan Sessegnon. He now drives forward. He's got Brennan Johnson ahead of him. Checks it onto his right. I'm going to go for the finesse. Oh my word. It's Victor Costa now on the left-hand side. Tries to dink a ball forward, and in the end, it's really well read from Kone. Kone lays it off into the path of Willock. He gives it to the goal scorer, Jonathan David. I was looking for Livramento to try and cover his run on, but instead Joe Willock does. Into the box. Lovely finish. Oh, Joe Willock. Slotterbeck passes that to Joe Willock. I'm going to try and release Elise on the left-hand side. And Elise now checks in field. I'm going to try and go for the finesse. It's wonderful. My word, what a fantastic save from the goalkeeper. And once again, Maritimo can get this one clear. It's Adas now trying to drive forward. Shah reads that one fantastically. Into Joe Willock now. He checks back. Goes to Kone. Kone goes out wide to Brennan Johnson. He finds Ryan Sessegnon. First time ball in to absolutely no one. Oh, Elise wins that buck really nicely here. Elise going to try and play it into Jonathan David to take it on. It's a brilliant finish. It's so poor. The goalkeeper, absolutely horrendous goalkeeping. And it's an easy finish in the end from Jonathan David. It's a second goal for him. It's a second goal for us. It's 2-0. Jadas into Tagu. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Not quite sure. But Jadas now back into the striker. Strikes it. Oh, my word. Jolinton now finds Willock again. Willock going to try and lay this off into the path of Jonathan David. Has he stayed on side? He has, but the ball was slightly overrun. He goes in field to Elise. I'm slightly overplaying this one, and I do overplay it, and they're able to escape with the ball. And now they can try and launch a counter-attack. Mendes plays a ball through to Tagu. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Sonora now tries to strike. It's a good save. Straight at the goalkeeper, though. Kone wins that head really nicely. Willock plays it into the feet of Jonathan David. The man who's looking for his hat-trick gets it onto his left. Gets blocked by the defender, but still manages to pick up the rebound. Jonathan David still moving forward into the path of Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson now goes in field for Jolinton. Jolinton looks for Jonathan David. Jonathan David for his third. He gets the hat-trick. It's fantastic play, and it's a lovely finish from Jonathan David. He celebrates into the crowd. It's his first hat-trick for for the club, and it's his first hat-trick in European football. Brilliant play, lovely goal, 3-0. Liverpool goes in field for Kone. Kone finds Joe Linton again. We're searching now for a fourth. Anyone here really is looking to try and get on the score sheet. It's Brennan Johnson. He finds Joe Willock. Joe Willock picks it up, drives it into the box. Great save. Elise now with the corner, whips it in. It's Brennan Johnson with the head. Oh my word, that is sensational. Brennan Johnson, a wonderful header, and he celebrates again with the crowd. 4-0 here, and it's all too easy. The referee blows his whistle. That was the last attack of the game, and what a way to finish this game. It finishes 4-0 here. That man, Jonathan David, picks up the match ball. He says thank you very much. What a fantastic way to finish off this episode. 4-0 here, and it's another 3 European points in the bag. So 3 games into the Europa League, and it is 3 wins, 9 points on the board, 7 goals, only 1 conceded, and we are pretty much almost there to get through to the next round. However, it's a little bit more topsy-turvy in the Premier League. 8 games played and we find ourselves unbeaten with 14 points, but only 3 wins and 5 draws. But in spite of being 6th, we're actually only 2 points off of Manchester United at the top. Unbelievable stuff. And from the top of the table all the way down to 10th actually, there's only 4 points separating the top 10. Unbelievable stuff. And that gives me the impression we are going to be in for one hell of a career mode and one hell of a season as the season progresses. But that is it for the end of this episode. Thanks everyone for watching. If you have enjoyed it, as always, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.